Well, I would like to dig out a basement. But I don't want to go up and down a ladder. I want to make some elevators. Thankfully, we have the elevators mod, which is more or less a port of the old open blocks elevators. Just need ender pearls and wool, and guess what we've mined up a shit ton of that we can make ender pearls out of. And guess what we don't have? We need some wools. And for that, we need some shears. And for that, we need some irons. Before we do that, our plant textures have glitched out a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot bit. Instead of going out looking for wool, I guess I could just water up this cotton. We could also just UU matter it up. Simple matter. Drop some wool in the thing with 3 green UU matters, and you have more wool. 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 That's 3 elevators. That'll do for now. Well, let's stick the elevator right in the middle. Put the first one here. Let's have this layer be the ceiling of our basement. And let's make it 5 deep. Elevator here. Stand on it and jump. Or sneak. Or jump. Or sneak. Or jump. Well, that's not exactly where I wanted it to go. Well, this is not ideal placement. But this will be an elevator to the portal room. Now, we don't need this ladder anymore. We'll just use this when we want to go down. So we've got an elevator into our basement to be. And I want to dig it out. But there's a bunch of dirt. And we would like something to dig out large amounts of dirt. And that something is called an excavator. 2 tough handles, 2 plates. Simple. We're going to need a few more patterns. Can I use sticks? Yes, I can use sticks to make tool pieces. So, 2 handles. And we'll just use stone for the plates. It's a shovel. How fancy does it have to be? Done. The excavator is basically a hammer, but for dirt. Well, I'm gathering up a lot of crap. So, I'm going to put down a couple of storage drawers, which allow me to basically shovel a large amount of a single item in. Like, for instance, all this deep slate, and all this clobberstone. So we've dug ourselves out a nice, fairly large space that we can use as a workspace. Now, we would like to fix these walls so we're not enclosed in a bunch of dirt. And there's something called exchanging gadget. that can do exactly that. But first we need power. Well, now that we've unlocked RF tools, the simplest generator is probably just to make a coal generator. Lapis, iron, certus, coal, redstone, sticks. Done. Plunk. Fill it full of coal, and I think we can actually charge items from this slot. So, irons, lapises, redstones, diamonds. Done. Now, first of all, yes, we can charge from here. Alright, next we need something to replace this dirt with. If we make a chisel, which is just a stick and an iron, we can turn some of these blocks into, well, slightly nicer looking blocks. That looks okay. I know Iskel would not agree. So basically, shift right click on the thing you want to replace stuff into, and just right click stuff, and poof, replaced. As it turns out, I don't have enough diorite. This might work. Well, the walls don't look ugly per se, but they do look a bit plain. Often what I'll do is just use a different block in places to give it a bit of texture. The tooltip says it has connected texture, but it doesn't. I've been lied to. Has a very ancient temple feel to it. Very arcane looking. Yeah, I finished a quest. Now where's this other damn spider? Ah! Are you stuck? Like, seriously? I get a crest reward for you. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow. I'm about to die to a berry bush. Well, I've been out derping around. Originally I went to see if I could find some stone, and I was not successful. But I found a bunch of fruit trees. And what I would like to do is kick over some of this forest around my house and make room for some of this, make room for an orchard. For that, probably the best thing to do is make a broadaxe. Done. So now should be able to just come out and go smack. Alright, the space around the house is a little less claustrophobic now. So now, plonk, 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 plonk. Well, since I don't have enough bird poop to go around, I may just chisel up a bit of clobberstone into, I don't know, you. Always scares me when that happens. Ah, this will make this a bit easier. Not quite enough diorite to go all the way around. fact, we're short by a rather piss me off-ish amount. So, ring of cobblestone bricks around andesite. I guess that will do. Now I just need to figure out what I want to do with the ceiling. I think that'll do. Now, we need some light down here. And earlier, we found a whole bunch of pumpkins. My favorite early game light source. So, well, it's F7 proof. That should be good enough for now. So our building of the basement has made a little bit of a mess out here, where it's protruded out of the hill. So let's terraform this a bit. Well, let's clean that up a little bit. Our glitched plant textures have fixed themselves now that we've reloaded. Well, now that we've got a bit of a workspace to use to set some stuff up, let's get a few machines going. Like, let's start with a power cell, or some kind of energy storage. Redstone flux cells, one of your basic ones. That's probably what we'll go with. We need rubber. And to get rubber, we smelt rubber to get rubber. Yo, dog. And our options are dunk a bunch of either vines or dandelions into water. I did pick up some dandelions because I saw this coming, but it looks like I might need a bit more. I don't think we have any vines growing nearby. We do have skeletons growing nearby, however. Well, I've grabbed a few more dandelions. So, 1, slosh, 2, slosh, 3, slosh, 4, slosh. So the other things we need are glod, redstone, irons, lead, electrums, and glass. We need some ass. Thunk. Alright, now this is storing our power. So let's get a few more basic machines going. Like the Pulverizer. Copper, glod, redstone, flints, wood, iron, rocks, tins, surduces, urns, bit of everything. Done. Plunk. Well, since we're here, let's get some of this iron going. Another thing we can make is the redstone furnace, which is basically a furnace that runs on electricity. Turns out we don't have enough copper. But would you look at that? We have a machine that can process it. And done. For now, we're just going to go... not there. For now, we're just going to go plonk. I'm going to use a little trick here. I'm going to go plonk. And I'm going to turn on auto output. Output out the top, which will shovel this into the chest. And then I'll turn on auto input, which will pull from the chest. And then auto output will dump it into this chest. And there we go. Automated ore processing. Also, let's put an input chest for the pulverizer here. This will also pull the gravel in and smelt it into slag, which is not particularly useful, but is my answer to that. Now, one more thing I would like to try to do is make a couple of these. What a thermoelectric generator does is basically you put something cold on one side, like water or ice, and put something hot on the opposite side, like lava or uranium, and it generates free power. But first we need steels. Now, there are some options for steel, one of which is the blast furnace from Immersive Engineering, which is an option, but we can also use the induction smelter, smelt up charcoal with iron to make steel, or coal. Now, I will add, this was a normal recipe in thermal expansion for 112, but not in 116. So I basically backported, front-ported, forward-ported it with Craft Tweaker. So yeah, this option's back. And it's probably a little easier at this point, so that's what we're going to do. Now, we need some Invar for this. And we have some, but we're going to need more. Now that we have a pulverizer, we can make Invar just by mixing iron dust with nickel dust. And then just smelting it. And done. They're head. And we're really low on power. We may need to shove some more coal in the generator. I'm totally not going to make fun of myself in post for that. Now, if you were to try to guess how you would get charcoal dust from charcoal, you would probably guess that you stick it in the pulverizer. And you'd be entirely correct. And let's turn off auto output for now, so it doesn't try to get smelted, which may or may not actually have an effect. For charcoal dust, 1 iron equals 1 steel. Let's get some of the other bits we need. Like, we need Constantin, and we can get that by just mixing copper dust and nickel dust. So, 5 coppers plus 5 nickels equals 10 Constantins, and that, I think, should be as many as we need. We also need to make some wires. And to do that, we need to make wire cutters. So if you do the math, 1 wire equals 1 wire coil. And we need 16 to make 2 of them. So we need to make 16 copper plates and then chop them into 16 wire. So we have our 10 Constantins. And we can get them into plates by just beating the shit out of them with a hammer. Simple. Turn the copper into plates by beating the shit out of them with a hammer, and then snip them with wire cutters. Then turn them into coils, like so. And then turn them into coil blocks, like so. And that should do it. We have 2 thermoelectric generators. Now, we need something hot to supply the hot side with. And uranium will do. Hopefully we don't get irradiated in the process. Well, I would like to make some ice to run our thermoelectric generators on. And we can make it using the blast chiller. But we need ice to make the blast chiller, to make ice for the blast chiller. And if we had an index file, we could look up index file in the index file under index file. Well, I guess we're just going to use water then. So what we're gonna do, here's what the setup will be like. We'll have water here and here. Splash. Slosh. Splash. We'll have water here and here. Splash. Slosh. Splash. We'll have the generators here and here. And we'll have uranium blocks here and here. Now, you'll see that each generator has uranium on one side, water on the other, and the same in the opposite direction, and the same for this generator. Notice that you can use the same uranium block to power two generators. So these should already be generating power. And let's make some crappy flux ducts. I guess we're not making crappy flux ducts. What are our options for power? It's probably going to be this. The universal cables. So we'll need to make some more steels. Alright, this should give us 16 cables. Which should give us enough to run this to the energy cube. Which we are totally not going to trip over at all. Oof, just barely enough. Now, as you can see, power is slowly building. Free power. Slow, but free. Well, I would like to go and grab some ice to make the blast chiller, and it looks like we can get some from over here. But we don't want to get caught after dark with a bunch of zombies chasing us, so I'm gonna make a sleeping bag. Let you sleep on the go. Now, we need a silk touch pick to get ice. So, we're just gonna make a crappy stone pick. And get a silk touch modifier on it. And for that, we'll need a silky cloth. Just some rose gold and some strings. And rose gold is simply 1 gold, 3 copper. It's a Tinker's Construct alloy, but we can do it in the induction smelter, so why not? We'll need a few more strings. So, but do we have any spare bits of copper? Copper? Cotton. Yep. Oh, we have string in the wrong place. We're certainly never going to find it there. That plus that equals that. And that plus that, hopefully, I might need 5 of these. You might need a little bit more stuff. Oh, we're going to need a bunch more string. And by that I mean like half a stack. You know, in real life, this would probably just kill this plant through overwatering. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Silky! Let's go mine some ice. Alright, we have ices. Yoink! Well, just on general principles, let's grab some of this snow as well. What the hell? Oh! It's the gatekeeper from for the Blue Skies Dimensions. Okay. I do not have any emeralds for you, but I will bookmark you. Murder! Murder! We're back. And we have ice. And some other random crap. Well, now that we've gone and murdered some cows, we can make this thing. What does this do? This. You can glide. Since Open Blocks is not in 1.16, I added the Paraglider mod, which is kind of similar, obviously inspired by Legend of Zelda, which I've never played, funny enough. What I would like to pair this with is a slime sling. We'll need to get some slimes. I say that, as it happens, we've actually got some that we got from the Nether. Now, you have to be careful with this, because if you screw it up, you are likely to get yourself killed. The Paraglider does not work in your offhand, as you can see. It only works if you're holding it in your primary hand. What you can do is hold the Paraglider in your main hand, put the slime sling in your offhand. Oh. We have the wrong kind of slime. Well, in that case, I guess we're going here. Out! Yoink! 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 Ah! Oh dear. We may have made a slight mistake here. I think that will do us for slime for now. So, home is this way. No boy. Can kind of see the plague from here. I hope water will cushion your fall from this distance. YOLO! Mainly out of curiosity, I'm going to make both kinds of slings. Now, if I understand what the tooltip is telling me, if you use the green one, you point it at the ground and it flings you backwards, whereas the blue one, you point it in the air and it flings you forwards. So, the blue one might be slightly more convenient to pair with the Paraglider. Maybe. Spring! That kind of doesn't fling me as far as I'd hoped, but it does work. If I point the green one straight at the ground, how far does it fling me? A decent amount. Okay. Well, this is handy. Bye! Not dealing with you, just flying right by. Nope, can't see you. Ah! Fuck off.